Welcome to Keeping Skills Sharp 2, the purple one. 6 types of questions. If you can master most of them, they will make a difference to your score in 11+. First one is perimeter of a rectilinear shape, a shape that's made up of rectangles. So to be able to work out the perimeter, we first of all need to work out these missing dimensions identified by question marks. For the one that goes across, this horizontal one here, we know that this distance across the whole shape is 10 and this part of it is 6, so that means the missing part is 4 centimetres. I'll just switch colour. If we're going to work out this missing dimension, the whole height is 4, this element of it is 2, so the missing element must be 2 centimetres. Now we have all of the dimensions, we can add them together to find the total perimeter. And one way of doing this without accidentally missing any out or counting any twice is to circle multiples of 10. So we've got 10 here. We can add the 6 and the 4 to add another 10. Notice how I'm circling them to make sure I don't count them more than once or miss them out. And then we've got a 2 and a 4 and a 2, which make another 8 altogether. So that will give us 28 centimetres for our perimeter. Question 2 looks similar, but it's actually asking you for the area. The best way to tackle these questions is to break down the rectilinear shape into rectangles. You can either break it here or you can break it there. I wouldn't recommend both because that means that you'd have to do 3 calculations rather than 2. So I'm going to break it going down here. Now the rectangle on the right hand side is really easy to work out because we know it's 8 long and 2 wide. So we can say the area is 8 times 2, which is 16 centimetres squared. The one on the left is slightly harder because we have a missing dimension, though we can say if this is 10 and that is 8, the missing part must be 2 centimetres. So the area of this left-hand rectangle would be 5 times 2, which gives us 10 centimetres squared. So altogether, if we add together the area of this one and the area of that one, 16 add 10 would give us 26 centimetres squared. A little bit like piecing together parts of a jigsaw to make a whole shape. This is possibly one of the hardest questions you're going to come across in the 11+. Don't worry if you don't master it, it's worth 2% if it comes up at all. Here we have an algebraic equation where we have x's on both sides and numbers on both sides, and we need to aim to solve it to give the value of x in this form down in this corner here. X equals, and that will give us a number. The first thing you need to do is notice that there are x's on both sides and get rid of the smallest number of x's. Now here we have 6 x's. It's a positive. We can assume it's a positive because there isn't a minus sign. So we do the inverse of add 6x to get rid of the 6x. Let's take 6x from both sides. We put our little funneling arrows here to help us notice what we're doing. So on the left we've got 9x minus the 6x that we just spoke about, add the 7, equals, on the right hand side you've just got minus 29. Now we've got all the x's on the left and we need to make sure all the numbers are on the right. So we need to get rid of this plus 7. The inverse of plus 7 is minus 7. So let's do that to both sides. Very similar to what you do to fractions. With fractions, whatever you do to the bottom, you also do to the top. With equations, whatever you do to the left, you also do to the right. So we've now got 9x minus 6x on the left. Our plus 7 has disappeared. And we've got minus 29, and then we take away 7 on the right. So at this point, we need to simplify. How many x's have we got on the left? Well, 9x takes 6x is 3x. And what have we got on the right? We've got minus 29, take away another 7, which gives us minus 36. We need our answer to be x equals, so we need to get rid of this 3. The 3x means 3 times x. So the opposite of timesing by 3 is dividing by 3. Same on both sides. So x would equal minus 36 divided by 3, which would be minus 12. So our answer is x equals minus 12. One more to try on this next page here. Again, x's on both sides, numbers on both sides. So I'm going to get rid of 3x because that's the smallest number of x's. The way I do that is on both sides, I take away 3x. So start with your equal sign in the middle. On the left, we've got 7x. Take away the 3x we've just taken away. Minus 12 equals, on the right, the 3x has disappeared. It's been cancelled out by the minus 3x. We've just got 36. Okay, let's get rid of this minus 12. We don't want numbers in with the x's. So the opposite of minus 12 would be plus 12 on both sides. So on the left we've got 7x minus 3x. On the right we've got 36. Add on the 12 from here. Simplifying, 7x take 3x is 4x. And on the right, 36 add 12 is 48. So to end up with x equals, we need to get rid of this 4, which means we divide by 4, because 4x means 4 times 4. Do the same on the other side, and you get x equals 12. Next, number 4 is a scale question. We have a scale on a plan that says 1 centimetre on the plan represents 5 metres in real life. So if we've got a 4 centimetre line on the plan, we have to work out what that means in real life. Well, to go from a 1 centimetre line on a plan to a 4 centimetre line, we've made that line 4 times longer. So that means in real life, the object would be 4 times longer. So we get 20 metres as our answer. Another example. On this plan, we've got 1 centimetre on the plan represents 4 metres in real life. We are told that there's an 8 centimetre line on the plan. How big would it be in real life? Well, we've made our 1 centimetre line 8 times longer, so we need to make the real life object 8 times longer. 4 times 8 will give you 32 metres. Next question is all about scaling up, similar to the problem with the plan, but this time you are scaling up recipes with ingredients. So we're told 300 grams will make you a batch of 10 muffins, but we need to make 25. So how many batches do we need to make? Well, 2 would make 20, 3 would make 30. We're exactly halfway, so we need 2.5 batches of muffins. If we need 2.5 batches of muffins, we need 2.5 batches of flour. So 2 batches of flour would be double 300 grams, which is 600 grams. A half a batch would be a half of 300, which is 150 grams. And that gives us 750 grams as our total amount of flour. Next question, very similar. 500 millilitres of milk makes 10 smoothies, but we need 35. So we need 3.5 batches. So we need 3.5 lots of milk. So 3 lots of milk would be 1,500 millilitres. A half a batch of milk would be half of 500, which is 250 millilitres, which gives us 1,750 altogether. Be warned, if it's an 11 plus question that's multiple choice, they may well give the options in litres, so you may have to change this by dividing by 1,000. Watch out, you do not want to tick the answer that says 1,750 litres, because that would be wrong. Final question is where you are given a known fact. They tell you a sum. They tell you the answer. You think they must be bonkers for telling you this. No, they want you to use this to work out your own answer without doing a really tedious sum. So you need to look for connections between the two sums. Well, in a multiplying sum, you are allowed to change the order of the two numbers that you're multiplying. So what you'll notice here is the same number has been used twice. 6192 is in both answers, but the other number has changed from 35 to 70. It's doubled. So all you need to do is double the answer. 216,720 times 2 makes 0. 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14. 6 times 2 is 12. Add 1 is 13. 1 times 2 is 2. Add the 1 is 3. And 2 times 2 is 4. So our answer would be 433,440. Much easier than doing a great big long-winded long multiplication sum. Final example, 24 times 3192 is 76,608. This number has remained the same, but this number has doubled, so we need to double the answer. Let's go. Times it by 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 0 times 2 is 0. Add the 1 is 1. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 2 again is 12. Add the 1 is 13. And 7 times 2 is 14. Add 1 is 15. So our answer here, 153,216.